In the world of mixed martial arts, there are fights that capture our imagination, and then there are fights that redefine what's possible. Tonight we dive deep into a hypothetical clash that has fans across the globe buzzing with anticipation. Islam Makhachev, the Dagestani grappling phenom, faces the undefeated two-division sensation, Ilia Topuria. Two champions, two styles, one burning question: can Islam Makhachev survive Ilia Topuria's challenge? Join me as we break down the fighters, analyze their strengths, and make bold predictions for a matchup that could shake the foundations of the UFC. Let's set the scene. Islam Makhachev, born and bred in the rugged mountains of Dagestan, Russia, is no stranger to adversity, raised alongside Khabib Nurmagomedov. Islam's journey is one of disciplined sacrifice and relentless pursuit of greatness. He's the reigning UFC lightweight champion, a man who has turned grappling into an art form and made the Octagon his canvas. On the other side, Ilia Topuria's story is equally compelling. Born in Germany to Georgian parents, raised in Georgia, and later forging his fighting spirit in Spain, Topuria is a global citizen of combat sports. He's the first Georgian UFC champion, a man who conquered the featherweight division and then stormed the lightweight ranks, leaving a trail of broken dreams and battered opponents in his wake. This isn't just a fight, it's a collision of cultures, philosophies, and fighting legacies. But what happens when these two worlds collide? To understand Islam, you must first understand Dagestan, a land where wrestling is a way of life and the mountains breed warriors. Islam's foundation is sambo, a brutal, effective blend of judo and wrestling. Under the watchful eye of Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, he honed his craft, learning not just to win, but to dominate. Islam's game is built on control. He closes the distance with surgical precision, clinches and executes takedowns that leave opponents helpless. Once on the mat, he becomes a maestro, orchestrating every movement, pinning arms, trapping legs, and applying relentless pressure. His ground and pound is not just punishment, it's a psychological assault, breaking the will of even the toughest challengers. But Islam is not a one-trick pony. His striking has evolved. He uses crisp jabs, sharp counters, and footwork that keeps him out of danger. He's patient, tactical, and always thinking two steps ahead. Yet there's a lingering question. Islam has tasted defeat only once, a knockout that forced him to re-examine his vulnerabilities. Since then, he's become even more meticulous, but the memory of that loss lingers in the minds of fans and foes alike. Now let's talk about Ilia Topuria, a fighter who brings a different kind of violence. Topuria fights with a sense of urgency, as if every second in the cage is a chance to make history. His hands are fast, his strikes are precise, and his power is undeniable. He's not just a knockout artist. He's a craftsman, setting traps, mixing up his attacks, and overwhelming opponents with a barrage of offense. His right hand is a missile, his left hook a thunderbolt. But what truly sets Topuria apart is his ability to blend striking with grappling. A black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Topuria is as dangerous on the ground as he is on the feet. He can snatch a neck in a scramble lock, in a guillotine, or transition to the back with the fluidity of a seasoned grappler. His fight IQ is off the charts. He adapts, he improvises, and he finishes. 17 fights, 17 wins, a perfect record, and a reputation as one of the most feared finishers in the game. But as he moves up to lightweight, the questions grow louder. Will his power carry over? Can he withstand the grind of a bigger, stronger wrestler like Islam? Let's break it down. What happens when the irresistible force meets the immovable object? Islam's strengths are relentless pressure, world-class takedowns, suffocating top game, and high fight IQ. His weaknesses include vulnerability to power punchers and sometimes being too risk-averse. Topuria's strengths are explosive, striking finishing instinct, versatile grappling, and adaptability. His weaknesses are being unproven at lightweight over 5 rounds and his takedown defense against elite wrestlers. Let's step into the octagon and imagine how this war could unfold. Round 1, the tension is electric. Islam stalks forward, eyes locked on Topuria's hips. Topuria circles, snapping out jabs, testing the distance. Islam feints a shot. Topuria fires a leg kick. The first takedown attempt comes. Topuria sprawls, but Islam chains it into a trip, and suddenly they're on the mat. Topuria scrambles, looking for a guillotine, but Islam is wise to it, settling into half guard and dropping short elbows. Round 2, Topuria comes out aggressive, knowing he can't let Islam dictate the pace. He lands a crisp right hand. The crowd gasps. Islam absorbs it, clinches, and drags Topuria down again. This time Topuria uses the cage to stand, but Islam is glued to him, relentless like a shadow. Round 3, fatigue begins to set in. Islam's pressure is suffocating, but Topuria's resolve is unbreakable. He lands a knee in the clinch. Islam responds with a trip on the ground. Topuria threatens with a kimura, but Islam stays composed, advancing position. Round 4, championship rounds, Islam's experience shines. He keeps Topuria guessing, mixing in feints and landing short punches. Topuria, battered but not broken, explodes with a combination, rocking Islam for a moment. But Islam recovers, clinches, and slows the pace. Round 5, both men are exhausted, the crowd is on its feet. Topuria swings for the fences, knowing he needs a finish. Islam, ever the tactician, avoids danger, lands a late takedown and rides out the final seconds in control. But fights aren't won on paper. Let's talk X factors. Topuria's power. Will it translate at lightweight? If he lands flush, can he replicate the KO that once haunted Islam? Islam's wrestling. Will Topuria's takedown defense hold up against the relentless Dagestani chain wrestling? Cardio 5 rounds at lightweight is a different animal. Can Topuria maintain his pace, or will Islam drown him in deep waters? The crowd, Abu Dhabi or Madrid, who gets the edge when the arena erupts? The mind games, both men are cool under pressure, but who blinks first on the sport's biggest stage? Who do you think wins, Islam's grinding dominance or Topuria's knockout magic? Drop your predictions in the comments below. My bold prediction: I see Islam surviving the early storm, imposing his will and securing a late submission. But if Topuria lands early, we could witness one of the biggest upsets in UFC history. This is MMA, where legends are made and anything can happen. There you have it, fight fans. A deep dive into one of the most tantalizing matchups in MMA: Islam Makhachev, the Dagestani dominator, versus Ilia Topuria, the undefeated matador who walks away with the crown, who etches their name into the history books. This is your channel for fight analysis, bold predictions, and the stories behind the warriors who inspire us. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more epic content, and sound off in the comments. Who do you want to see next? Until next time, keep your guard up, your mind sharp, and your passion for MMA burning bright.